So, Namaskar. Good morning. Thank you, Chair, Sri Shiv Prasad Reddy ji, Chairman CII Telangana, and of course the handsome convener of CII Telangana, Sri AVPS Chakravarti ji, and the very galaxy of distinguished speakers on the dais, and the August gathering. We have very important personalities from the state government of Telangana, and of course from the industry, from the academia, and my own friends from the alma mater of Andhra University, and of course some of my good family friends like Harinarayan ji and many others. I think thank you so much for being over here and calling me over here. I think the topic which was selected very aptly, the Sustainable Pharma Manufacturing and Green Chemistry, building responsible, competitive, future-ready pharma manufacturing. I think such a topic very aptly, I think so current, for even for CII. CII also stands, of course, Confederation of Indian Industries and all, and they have selected this such a current topic and all. And last week, and everybody has witnessed what is going on in Davos and what exactly the mood of the World Economic Forum, where people have come all the way from the world and try to deliberate many of those aspects with respect to many aspects, but I think with respect to our environment and sustainability and all those things and all, which really I think will decide the future of many of those industries and other things and all. So, distinguished colleagues and all the good friends over here, I think some of the friends from the industry over here, and it's definitely a privilege to address over here a city which is known for some of these three T's other than Telangana, that is IT, BT, and PT, like information technology, biotechnology, and pharmaceutical technology. And in fact, I have this privilege of grown organically in this city also as from the drug administration for almost like 3 decades, both in Telangana as well as in Andhra Pradesh. So I think I'm not new to the city, or rather city is not new to me. And of course, as you all know that I think as a country, and as I'm the Director General of Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council of India under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, we bring all the greetings from the PharmExcel. And as we all know that the city has earned very aptly the India's life sciences capital also, as rightly mentioned by both Shiva Prasad Reddy ji and Chakravarti ji, and of course the speakers who are coming after me also. And they have setting this particular topic and also this global pace for responsible and future-ready manufacturing. And really thank CII Telangana, and of course the Green Business Center. Looks more blue, of course, but still some part of the green is there. Yeah, I understand that and all. And if you all know that, I think I'll just try to give you not just this particular state, Telangana and all, which has already, in terms of the export growth and all, it is already in the 3rd position in this country after Maharashtra and Gujarat. And of course, we always claim that, of course, almost like 27 to 28% of our exports grow from this particular part of the world. And the industry has rightfully earned its reputation, I think at the cost of repetition by other speakers also. I can say that the India is a pharmacy of the world, and its formulation capabilities, cost-effective scalability, and regulatory credibility have positioned it as a global supplier of essential medicines. The pharmaceutical manufacturing ecosystem has catered affordable and accessible quality medicines to multiple geographies across the world. As we all know that I think our USP is the quality, affordability, and of course we have to add some more points to that. One is now the accountability is important, and of course the sustainability is also important for that. So, dear friends, I think we stand at a pivotal inflection point. Can I tell you that in the last fiscal year, though the industries are about 16 billion USD, and our pharmaceutical exports are surged the past around 30 billion, 30.46 in the last year, with a growth of 9.4%, is not just a statistics. Let me tell you, it's a testament to the trust of more than almost like 190 countries or 200 countries where our products goes. And in these 30 billion and all, you know that I think we put some of those one-third of our eggs in one basket, that is US, and of course the rest is of course other regulatory regions also. Almost like 60 to 70% goes to both US and Europe and other very regulated markets. In that sense, I think this will the kind of a success which we have gained over this period of time. Behind this success lies a critical vulnerability. Presently, a significant portion of the chemical building blocks which we are talking about required for pharmaceutical manufactured in India is imported. I think we can't deny that. This does create a concern for our supply chain security and potential price fluctuations, which can affect India's commitment to quality and affordable medicines, which we are talking, been talking over a period of time. So this import dependence creates structural exposure to global supply shocks, pricing instability, and of course the geopolitical risk which you have been witnessing all these things now. So I have just gave you the stats and about the kind of industry which we have in this country and the growth. And nowadays you have seen that every other state is now talking about their pharma parks and pharma growth in their states and all. So I think there is the need for new regulatory norms which is coming up. Commitment to sustainability and modernization of current manufacturing capabilities is also being increasingly recognized. So those, in that sense, the emerging technologies like I think the speakers who are coming in the afternoon or even after this particular talk, the flow chemistry, the process intensification platforms, and real-time monitoring systems are both we have, of course, as I said that in the beginning. So the AI and machine learnings, these are some of those important things which will help us, and how these real-time monitoring systems are defining our chemical and pharmaceutical manufacturing can be reimagined for the future. So I'll just take some more time, I think, with the permission of the chair, few more minutes, because this is a topic which we cannot afford to miss, and rather industry also cannot miss, and also the think tanks of the industry also. As I think, as I just mentioned about the Davos meetings and other things and all, yesterday I think Chakravarti ji was also there with us in the PharmExcel, where the Netherlands team was here, and we can understand that the kind of expectations, rather, what they are looking at is, and all those things and all, it has to be delivered, has to be deliberated, very this thing and all. So I can say that the European Union's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, CBAM, has entered its implementation phase. Since I said that about 60 to 70% are going to US and Europe and other regulatory markets, so access to these global markets is no longer guaranteed by just political alignment or just price alone, or even quality. I think this is what the end product and the quality, that is not. It is now contingent upon our environmental performance. Our buyers in the US and other markets, US, are now mandated to report their Scope 3 emissions. This means that, as rightly mentioned by Chakravarti, that every kilogram of API we export is now scrutinized for its carbon footprint, its water usage, and its and waste profile. So the green chemistry, I think probably Oregon Srinivas ji will also deliberate it today, is definitely our answer to this challenge. I think it is not just an environmental initiative, it is our most potent strategic and commercial enabler, as rightly mentioned by Sivaprasad Reddy ji also. By adopting flow chemistry, which will be deliberated very at length by Srinivas ji, and biocatalysis, we are just greening our plants, we are improving our process economics, we are reducing our waste by up to 90%, we are lowering energy consumption by 50%, and most importantly, we are building the process reliability that global regulators demand. So I think in that sense of deliberations and all, recently on December 29th, we had our AGM, and where I think we have extensively deliberated on that, and we have felt that this emerged global recognition as one of the largest producers of medicines by volume, the sector is now navigating a structural transition towards higher value and more complex products. Our goal for 2030 as a sector, and the entire pharma sector, is around, say, $130 to $140 billion, and we are at about 60 now. Can we go to that level? Are we on that curve? That is very important things which we have to ponder upon. And this evolution is being shared by rising regulatory expectations, increasing molecular complexity of APIs, and the growing imperative to embed sustainability into the manufacturing systems. And during our recent discussions, I rightly mentioned that the PharmExcel brought a renewed focus on the role of green and sustainable chemistry, with particular emphasis on flow chemistry and continuous manufacturing as enablers of consistent quality and long-term competitiveness. I'm sure that Dr. Srinivas again will dwell upon this one. He has highlighted how the evolving nature of pharmaceutical products is fundamentally altering the demands placed on manufacturing technology. And as India seeks to sustain growth while transition towards more differentiated and complex offerings, conventional manufacturing approaches are increasingly being tested, not only by the scientific reality, but also by regulatory expectations. So the growth ambitions of Indian pharma are closely tied to shift into a product mix. As we all know that, I think our conventional small molecule generics will continue to play an important role, no doubt about that. A slow but steadily growing nature of our future growth is expected to come from complex generics, especially APIs, specialty APIs, and advanced therapeutic platforms. These products are defined not only by their clinical relevance, but also by the chemical and process challenges they present, as the multiple step synthesis involving multiple chiral centers, fluorinated or halogen-rich molecular frameworks, and highly functionalized intermediates are increasingly becoming commonplace, even at the level of key starting materials. This trend significantly amplifies demands on process control, reproducibility, and quality assurance. Dear friends, PharmExcel noted the growing emphasis on targeted therapies and patient-centric formulations further increase the need of a robust development and manufacturing platforms capable of supporting precision and stability. The traditional batch manufacturing, which we all know that has served the industry very well for several decades, all these 5-6 decades, I have shown the growth of it, like when we have seen the export growth from 2004 to till now, is increasingly strained under these conditions. And these batch processes are inherently discontinuous and labor and resource intensive and prone to batch variability. In an environment where regulators are placing greater emphasis on CPP, CQS, and life cycle control strategies, variability is no longer a tolerance inefficiency, but a material risk. The cost of a failed API batch, factoring in wasted raw material, production downtime, investigations, potential recalls, and compliance implications can be substantial, particularly for high-value and structurally complex APIs or products. The economic and compliance burden associated with failed batches is becoming increasingly difficult to absorb as global standards continue to tighten. It is well within this context that flow chemistry, the green chemistry, and continuous manufacturing processes are gained renewed relevance. By operating reactions in controlled and continuous environments, the flow systems offer superior heat and mass transfer, improved safety under hazardous transformations, and tighter control over reaction conditions. These advantages translate directly into higher reproducibility and more consistent product quality. So I think I will not be taking too much of your time, I think, but just bear with me that beyond all these operational efficiencies, sustainability is increasing beyond formalized through science-aligned frameworks such as Science-Based Target Initiative, SBTI, as global customers, as we are, and regulators being to assess suppliers not only on quality and cost, but also on verified decarbonization pathways. Manufacturing technologies that enable lower solvent usage, reduce energy intensity, and minimize waste assume strategic importance. So all these flow chemistry, continuous manufacturing by design support these objectives, allowing pharmaceutical organizations to align process innovation while measurable ESG and SBTI linked commitments, and thereby strengthening India's positioning as a credible and responsible global manufacturing hub. However, I think the transition to advanced manufacturing cannot be driven by large organizations alone, as rightly mentioned by Rameshwar Rauji. I think though they're large-scale manufacturers, they lead the way, and also they should handhold the MSME. A significant portion of India's pharmaceutical ecosystem comprises of MSMEs, for whom independent investment is advanced platforms may be challenging. This underscores the importance of collaborative models involving industry bodies, academic institutions, and neutral technology hubs that can democratize access to modern manufacturing tools and accelerate capability building across the sector. So institutions like DRLIs working in collaboration with PharmExcel play a critical role in this ecosystem by supporting training, skill development, and practical exposure to some of those technologies and those techniques and all. So it was emphasized a wider awareness, targeted technical guidance, and a phased adoption will be essential for bulk drug manufacturers to transition effectively to greener and more efficient processes. I would like to highlight the vision of the government of Telangana, the next-gen life sciences policy unveiled, of course, in Davos in the blueprint for the future, and projects like Green Pharma City will provide the shared infrastructure that allows even our MSMEs to achieve a zero liquid discharge and low carbon production. And of course, this will also pave the way for the other states who are coming up for having their own pharma parks. And I think that recently we have seen Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, and even now the UP, I think where Chakravarti is going there and trying to talk on these things. This is the kind of ecosystem that will allow us to capture, of course, the China Plus One kind of opportunity and emerge as a global leader in biosimilars and specialty injectables, because this is the one where we have to, our growth curve will be defining on that one. So I urge to all our member companies of PharmExcel and all the scientific brains over here, and to look at the sustainability as a very competitive advantage. And as we all know that the era of volume at any cost is over. The era of value through green innovation has begun. And our credibility as a reliable global partner depends on our commitment to ESG principles and regulatory excellence. So let us commit to making not only Telangana, Hyderabad, and other parts of the country to just to build that sustainable manufacturing capital in the world and retain the flag that is the pharmacy of the world again. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.